Hello there, Atheist Junior here, your friend and humble narrator. And I wasn't planning on making this video. I wasn't planning on doing yet another Kent Hovind live stream reaction. And it's not because I've run out of ideas. I have videos planned for my channel. The next video that I'm hoping, the next video that will come out of my channel is going to be me interviewing Dr. Josh, aka Digital Hammurabi. But I watched Kent Hovind's new video today, and it fucking pissed me off. Oh, sorry. But yeah, the video really pissed me off. I don't know what it is with Kent, but he's just in serious rant mode right now. And he is just being a straight up dick. He spends almost the entire video calling out people who play video games as being lazy, as being people who are unhireable, who don't have jobs, even though video games and video game streaming is the #1 form of entertainment in the world right now. And there are streamers who make more money in a day that Kent Hovind probably makes in 6 months. Not to mention the fact that Kent's tech guy, Steve, has a gaming PC and plays video games. Like, it's just never-ending hypocrisy with Kent. And I'm just going to play the video because you're going to see what I mean. I felt like I couldn't help but react to this video. And we're going to watch the whole thing. So this is going to be a long-ass video. So buckle in, strap on, you know, get some fucking popcorn and chimichangas, and let's do this.
Them into his vineyard. Now you have to understand, in this time frame, 2,000 years ago, this penny is not the same as our penny, okay? A penny was considered a day's wages. What's a minimum wage today? A day's wages, a guy goes at labor pool, gets hired out for, say, 10 bucks an hour. He's going to make 80 bucks if he works 8 hours, right? So a penny would be, let's call it equivalent to $100, okay? Well, it says in Revelation chapter 6, the time that's coming fast, when he opened the third seal, heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny." Measure is what you can hold in 2 hands. A handful of wheat for $100. That's what's coming. Famine. The crops are not going to grow. This has all been planned for decades to starve the people into submission. See what happened when the communists took over Ukraine, the breadbasket of Europe, and how they starved those people out by destroying the crops.
You know, what's very interesting about that, and I'm going to reference more of the period during the communist government in Russia under Stalin, where hundreds of thousands or more, millions or more people starved. And ironically, the reason that happened was because the government was rejecting the science of evolution. Stalin appointed a man named Lysenko to be in charge of agriculture, to be the czar of agriculture. And this guy had some crazy beliefs. He did not believe in Darwinian evolution. He thought that if you planted seeds in a cold climate, or if you stored the seeds in cold water, that they would be hardier and able to survive the next winter. He thought that seeds had a communist viewpoint, that if they were planted next to each other, they wouldn't steal resources from each other because they were apparently communists. And because of his rejection of evolution, and Stalin burned Darwin's books, so many people starved. Anyway, so this video is called How to Make Money, and it's a doozy.
Just mark my words, it's coming. We get raptured out when the sun and the moon go dark at the 6th seal. We're here for the first 5. Get my book and my video series on what on earth's about to happen. Okay. When he went out about the 3rd hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. Now listen carefully. If nobody will hire you, go start your own company. Why are you waiting around for somebody else to hire you? I remember I had a college student come to me when I was teaching the college class in Texas. He said, Brother Hovind, I can't find a job. Nobody will hire me. His name was Jeff. I said, well, Jeff, start your own company. He said, doing what? I don't know. I said, Jeff, I don't know why I picked it. I said, Jeff, are you smart enough to clean the gutters out on a house? Put the ladder up, clean the gutters out. He said, yeah, I could do that. Okay, tonight we're going to start Jeff's gutter cleaning service. Here's what I want you to do. Drive around neighborhoods, and when you see a house with the gutters need cleaned out, sometimes you can tell from the ground. When there's little trees growing in the gutter, it's time to clean that one out, okay? Here's what you do. You walk up to the door, and you knock on the door, and you say, hello, ma'am. I see what needs done here. You state your bid in less than 1 minute. Jeff, you got less than 60 seconds. Walk up. Hello, ma'am. I noticed your gutters need.
Oh, I thought somebody was knocking on my door. I was so immersed in this video. You know, that was so realistic, Kent. But I wonder, is Jeff's gutter cleaning service going to pay taxes?
Cleaned out. My name is Jeff. I'm putting myself through college. I notice your gutters need cleaned out. I'll clean your gutters for 20 bucks. Stop right there. Shut up. And most of the time, you'll get the job. 20 bucks. Yeah, go for it, okay? Especially if you got the ladder tied on the top of your car already or truck. And then do a good job, okay? And work fast. And don't leave a mess behind. And ask them to send out recommendations. This is how just about every business in the world is done. You don't need to get somebody to hire you. Start Jeff's gutter cleaning service. Do something. Why are you waiting at a labor pool? Duh.
That's not starting your own business. That's effectively the same thing that a 13-year-old would do. It's just going and doing odd jobs for people. But that's not a business. That's not a company. Because gutter cleaning companies or people who clean windows and stuff, they have employees, they have vehicles, they have overhead, they have tools they have to pay for, they have training. They pay their employees with paychecks and withhold FICA taxes and Social Security taxes and pay those taxes to the federal government. And so you're equivocating somebody just knocking on somebody's door and asking if they can clean out their gutters for 20 bucks with starting your own company. And it's simply not the same thing. I mean, this is bullshit advice. You know, how did Jeff not already know this? You know what I mean?
I've never done that a day in my life. Go. If you can't find a work, go make some work. One guy came to my mom and my dad and brothers and I built a huge house on the lake in Northern Oaks in Groveland, Illinois. And so we built this house and it had a lot of windows. My mom liked windows and she found some place going.
I'm sorry, your mom liked windows as opposed to somebody's mother who just fucking hates windows. I guess she was a Mac user. I'm sorry.
Out of business that had giant, I think they were 4 foot by 8 foot, just plain solid windows. You know, no, they didn't open. They were like an inch thick, special insulated. You know, she liked all that. And she bought them all. And we had them all over this huge house, windows everywhere. And she didn't like to clean the windows. This guy came up. I was sitting there visiting my parents. This guy came and knocked on the door. He said, hello, ma'am. My name is Tim. I'm putting myself through school. I noticed your windows need cleaned on your house. I'll clean all your windows for 20 bucks. She said, you're hired. 45 minutes later, he's walking out the door. He used a spray bottle and a squeegee. See, if you use a squeegee, you get a lot. You don't have to use $5,000 worth of paper towels on the window. Some people can use a whole roll of paper towels on one window, right? But he would spray it, wipe it off, squeegee it off, get 99% of it, wipe the squeegee off. 45 minutes, he was done. He's walking out the door. I went over and said, Tim, I hire a lot of college students. I encourage people to get their own company. Can you tell me how long you've been doing this? How's it working out for you? He said, well, I only do it in the summer because I'm going to school. And I work hard all summer cleaning windows. And I make about $5,000 every summer in less than 3 months. This was back in probably 1978. Long time ago. Can't you see when somebody's windows need cleaned? Some people cannot see anything that needs to be done. You have to tell them. Those people are always going to be broke. Start your own company. Fish window cleaning service. I've got no idea who they are or where they're from, but they got their own van and they go around cleaning windows. Window washing in the U.S. industry. Market size $2 billion gets paid out every year for washing windows.
Yeah, washing windows of skyscrapers and gigantic buildings where these people are hundreds of stories up in the air. This is not the same thing as washing the windows in somebody's house, Ken. Why do you always equivocate things that aren't the same?
Number of business, 39,000 window washing businesses. Why are you standing in the labor pool again? Nobody hired me. Well, duh, go start a company. Let's see, how about pressure washing buildings? Could you do that? Let's see, satisfied customers, roof, siding, deck washing. Everything washed. Here's a summary of key cleaning facts.
Yeah, just start your own window washing company or power washing company. Just go out and buy your own truck, buy your own fucking decal, just, pay for your power washing equipment and employees. I'm sure you just have that money on hand. All of it.
Start your own cleaning company. Global commercial cleaning services market was estimated at $292 billion in 2019. Expected to reach $308 billion in 2020. Could you do swimming pool cleaning? Brady Byram, good friend, comes here occasionally, listens to the channel. Hi, Brady. He works for a swimming pool cleaning company. There's big money in that. If you saw somebody with a swimming pool and you walked up, knocked on the door, hello, ma'am, my name is Kent. I'm putting myself through school. I notice your pool needs cleaned. I'll clean your pool for $25 every month.
No, thank you. I already have a professional pool cleaning company that comes to my house, and I trust them because cleaning pools involves dangerous chemicals that can cause you to go blind or kill you.
You're hired, or whatever they charge. And learn a skill. Do you have any skills that anybody wants to buy? Some people don't have any skills. They do nothing but watch video games all day and wonder why nobody hires them. Duh, you're a lazy bum. I wouldn't hire you to walk my dog. Clean pools.
That's interesting because right now, there are Twitch streamers who are taping themselves playing video games and getting hundreds and thousands of dollars of donations every single day. These people have careers that make a lot more money than you do, Kent. Not to mention the fact, and I'm going to keep saying this, your tech guy, Steve, plays video games, and he's literally in the room there right now. How does this not bother him? That would bug the shit out of me. So you're a hypocrite.
Swimming pool cleaning services, 80,000 cleaning services for swimming pools in the U.S. Go start one. How about lawn mowing? Could you mow the lawn? Duh. How about?
I don't really like mowing the lawn because the vibrations from the lawnmower make my hands swell up and turn red, and it's really painful. I don't know about you guys.
Taking care of something. Can't you see? Could you walk up to this? Do you see anything that needs done on this house? Let's see. Yeah. Sir, knock on the door. Ma'am, I notice this house needs a little work. I will pressure wash it and paint it for $2,000. A lot of people would say, you got it. Some people stand around waiting for everybody to, nobody's called me to work. I'm broke. I can't pay my rent this month. Well, go sleep on the street for a while and you'll soon learn to get to work. Get your hands out of your pocket, get off your butt, and go find a job.
Okay, so now I guess we're getting into the super racist stuff, Kent. Those people are clearly undocumented immigrants. And they're some of the hardest working people in this country. Like, they came to this country to work. The only reason they stand around is because they're waiting to get picked up to do a job where they don't have insurance. They don't get paid as much as a normal American worker would. They likely aren't on a job site where everyone is going to be speaking the same language as them. And they're going to be working longer hours than is usually legal in the United States because everything is under the table, and then they're going to go home to a house where 40 other people live. So I wouldn't call them lazy, Kent. I mean, I don't want to get into that whole situation, the whole scenario about how people feel on undocumented immigrants, but they're a symptom of a problem, and they themselves are not evil. They're not the problem. I'm not even going to get into it, but that's just, I don't know.
There are help wanted signs all over. A lot of people want help. Let's see. You never studied in school. You have no skills anyone wants. You waste all your time and money on beer, video games, and stuff, and you wonder why you're broke. Now, I don't know about you, but I studied hard in school. I learned a lot.
Ha!
And people actually pay to get my videotapes because they contain information that they want. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But we've produced, I think, 15 million of these in 42 languages. Do you have anything anybody wants to pay? Anything in your head anybody wants?
Well, the video that I made about you yesterday, Kent, somebody liked it and they sent me $20 on PayPal this morning. And then I got a new patron that signed up this morning as well. So apparently people do like the videos that I produce enough to be paying for them. And I play video games.
Now, Professor Dave and I disagree strongly on evolution. He is wrong. But he has 1.5 million subscribers on his channel, and he produces excellent videos on physics, on chemistry. It's really good stuff. How he can be so blinded as to believe in evolution, I don't know. Dave, think of the physics. You can't squeeze a gallon of milk into a dot, and you want to squeeze the whole Pacific Ocean into that dot?
The Big Bang has nothing to do with with biological evolution, nor would the water on Earth have been compressed into the localized early universe, because obviously planet Earth didn't form until many billions of years after the universe started expanding. Idiot. Oh.
I don't understand how he can be so blind in that area, but he has made a good living off of producing materials, teaching stuff that people want to learn. But some of you can't find a job because you don't know a thing. Nobody wants anything in your head. Nothing. You don't have anything in your head. And you wonder why I'm broke. Well, study. Shut off the stupid TV. We produced videos and charts and books for what, 30 years now. People want my stuff.
Says the guy who makes DVDs. Okay.
Okay. If you don't want it, don't buy it. I spent a lot of time producing a chart like this, like hours and hours of research, probably 100 hours of research.
You had to do 100 hours of research to find out the ages of the biblical patriarchs. Okay.
And then laying out, learning the programs to lay it out and all that stuff. And now we print them and sell them for placemats. Have you done anything that anybody wants? Okay. How to make?
Well, I mean, I haven't made placemats, but I've heard some people think that my videos are pretty funny. I mean, I don't know.
Money. Let's see. Second Thessalonians said it's not because we have power. We have not power, but to make ourselves an ensample. Paul said, I went to your church, Thessalonica, and I didn't charge you guys anything. I came and worked. He was a tent maker. While he's starting this church in Thessalonica, he made tents for a living. He said, when we were with you, we commanded you that if any would not work, neither should he eat. Now, parents, you having a hard time getting your teenager to get some work done out of them? Don't feed them unless their job's done. Tell the guys in the man cave, don't come for breakfast if your bed isn't made. Yeah, but I have to get up earlier to do that. Oh, you think maybe the time you go to bed and the time you wake up are connected somehow?
Yeah, just, if people don't do what you tell them, just starve them to death. Hovind. Just don't give them food till they die, okay?
If you play video games till 2 a.m, you're not going to feel like getting up early, are you? And you can't make the connection. They don't get it, do they?
What if they were up watching your DVDs until 2 a.m, Kent? Checkmate.
Duh. By the way, neither should he enjoy a roof over his head or air conditioning or a bed or what.
Yeah, well, we know that you don't like to provide people with air conditioning, Kent.
They're provided by somebody else. Yeah. Kid, you don't want, the Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. If you want to use my air conditioning and my building and my food, well, then I would expect to get something, That's common sense. We hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Well, we got some folks, busybodies, don't we, Steve? They don't do nothing except sit behind the keyboard and criticize my ministry.
What are you doing right now, Kent, if not sitting behind a keyboard and criticizing other people? And I told you Steve was in the room.
Nothing. They don't do nothing except criticize Hovind. Find something to criticize. Oh, the collar was up on his shirt. Did y'all see that? That collar was up on his shirt. Wow, that's terrible, So stupid. Gee. Okay. Now them that are with such we command and exhort by our Lord Jesus Christ that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. Matthew 22. And he went out about the third hour. Remember, the guy went out and hired people for a penny a day. He went out the third hour. That would probably be 9 a.m., I'm guessing, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. Well, why weren't they there at 6 a.m.? And they would have got hired right away, wouldn't they? He hired everybody there. He went back at 9 in the morning, and there's some people standing there. Oh, they're the ones that couldn't get up at 6. I know. Okay, yeah. I bet there's some teenagers that listen here. You've never seen 6 in the morning, have you? Never seen it.
Well, most teenagers who go to public school have to be there by 8 or 7:30 a.m., or at least have to get to the bus stop by 7:30 a.m. So, and some of those people, like if you do cross country in high school, I remember like we had to get up even earlier than that sometimes. So, you're wrong again, Kent, because you're stupid.
He said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. So they're standing there at 9 o'clock. Now the Bible says, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor.
Is there a reason that Kent picked out images of Mexican people for this? I'm just asking.
And do all they work. 6 days. In 1938, Congress passed the Fair Labor Standards Act, which required employers to pay overtime to all employees who worked more than 44 hours a week. This started at the federal level. God said work 6 days. And these laborers in this parable were working 12 hours a day. Now let's see, if you work 6 days at 12 hours a day, that's a lot of hours, isn't it? I bet you wouldn't be broke. By the way, I was riding my Can-Am or my
So, Kent Hovind, how to make money. Work a lot of hours at a job that pays you for working hours. Okay, great advice. Great advice.
Hovind through the woods, hit a spider web and didn't know it, and the spider landed next to my glasses and bit my nose. So if you're wondering, wow, Hovind didn't wash his face. I got bit by a spider. Okay. Get off your keyboard. Get off your butt. Do something. Let's see. Okay. Which requires laborers to employ 44 hours a week. They amended the act 2 years later, 1940, to reduce the work week to 40 hours. 40-hour work week became law. We want 40 hours. Sit down, Woolworth workers. Strike. Help us win 40-hour week. We're all going to quit working after 40 hours. Who works the most hours every year? Mexico. They work the longest days, the longest hours.
I don't know why China is not on this list, but yeah. Interesting.
U.S. is down there in the middle someplace. Average annual hours worked by persons engaged in the United States. Boy, it's dropped off rapidly.
Yes, it has. And it seems to hit, maybe not, but it seems to really start to go down around the year 1970. You see, it seems to peak before 1970 and then really start to drop there. And it never peaks back up. I wonder if that has anything to do with the increase in computer technology in the 1970s and the increase in automation and robotics that were automated to do jobs that factory workers used to do on assembly lines, such as making cars or assembling, common household items. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Hasn't it since the 1950s? You say, I can't make it on 40 hours a week. Okay, then work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs, work 5 jobs, start 5 companies.
Yeah, just work 5 jobs. You know, it doesn't matter if you have 4 kids and 2 of them are special needs and you're a single parent. Just, oh, just do it. Just leave them at home, just don't feed them. Hovind.
Make it happen. If you're starving, you'll figure out a way. You say, I'm going to get burned out. Nearly half all business owners work more than 40 hours a week. They own the business. Duh. Okay. Annual working hours per worker from 3,000 annual hours. Look at that. United States is the green line. All of them dropping off. People just want to work less and expect to get the same results. He went out the 6th and 9th hour. This would be noon and 3 in the afternoon, and did likewise, and about the 11th hour. He goes at 5 in the afternoon. There's people standing there idle. They've been home playing video games all day, haven't they? Yeah. He said, why stand ye here all the day idle? They said, because no man hath hired us. Listen, the lazy, the poor, the unemployed often blame others for their plight, and they did it to themselves. No.
Yeah, I mean, all of the people who were unemployed after the housing crash in 2008, obviously those people did it to themselves. It wasn't because of the economy that so many people were out of work and literally could not get a job that we're just now really starting to recover from. Obviously, those people were just lazy, drunk, video game playing hippies.
Oh, man.
Hippie Mexicans.
And hired me. Why are you waiting for someone to hire you? Start your own business. Donald Trump started 500 businesses. Many failed. Okay, well, start another one.
Seriously? Like, seriously? The average person can start a business, and if it fails, oh, just start another one like Donald Trump, because most people have the capital and the money to be able to do that. What a ridiculous example to bring up. I mean, sure, it's easy if you have a small loan of $1 million to just start another business. If you fuck over all of the employees and run that business into the ground and everybody gets fired, just start another one, because everybody can do what Donald Trump did. It's just stupid.
If your window washing business doesn't make it, go do your lawn mowing business. Fingernail trimming business. Watch somebody, oh, your fingernail need trimmed. I'll trim it for $5. I don't know. Can't you find something to do? Here's his dreams. He's dreaming. While he's on the couch, he's dreaming of laying on the couch. That's his whole goal in life, to lay around, do nothing. The slothful man saith, there's a lion in the streets.
Kent, The Simpsons is too clever and too well written for you to be referencing it. So I take offense to that.
On the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. You can barely get him to roll over. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, and it grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. Here, I'm too tired. Would you put that food in my mouth for me, please? The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. The lazy people often are smart, and they're broke, and they learn how to trick other people into doing things for them.
That sounds an awful lot like you, Kent.
Oh, I hurt my leg back in 40 years ago, and I can't work now. Oh, therefore, I got to pay for your groceries. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Here, would you push that button for me, honey, and change the channels? Here, just push the food in my mouth, please. I'm busy with the remote control. Okay.
That's not a remote control, sir. That is a Wii remote and nunchuck.
Okay, Mom. Look at this. Gun sellers are accomplices of crimes. This guy holds a sign. Spoons made me fat. Is it the gun's fault? No. And it's not the spoon's fault you're fat either, Rosie. It's your fault. Back away from the table. Let's see. So if guns kill people, I guess pencils spell words. So it's the pencil's fault. Cars drive drunk. Spoons make people fat.
Hovind. Hovind. Sorry. I like how misspell is actually misspelled.
No, but cars aren't built for you to drive drunk in.
And now we have an extra apostrophe in the word pencils. Is this just a weird coincidence, or did Hovind select these on purpose?
Yeah. Pencils and spoons aren't made with the purpose of making you fat or making spelling mistakes. The gun's only purpose is to put holes in things or people. That's the purpose of the gun, is to send a little projectile to make a hole someplace. How you use it is up to you. Okay? Don't blame the gun. We don't need more gun control. We need more idiot control. Let's see, 2021. So far, as of right now, we have spent 6,181 hours. What have you done with those hours this year? 6,000 hours. If you
Well, my YouTube channel just hit 500 subscribers. Just saying.
had your own business, you could sit right at home. You could write books. I've written 67 books. We sell them all over the internet. And that profit helps fund the ministry. I don't take a dime from any of that.
Yeah, bullshit. Please link to the site where I can buy all 67 of your books, because I've been on shop.drdino.com and I saw about 8 to 15 books, many of which were not written by you, Kent.
Okay. What have you done with your 6,000 hours? Could you write children's stories? Could you learn another language? Could you do something besides play the stupid video games and watch the dumb football game? So far, we've spent 370,000 minutes this year, just this year. What have you done with them? 22 million seconds. Let's see. The days of our years are 80 years and 10. That would be 70 years. If by reason of strength they be 80.
Well, I can tell you what I didn't do during those minutes. I didn't domestically abuse somebody that I was married to. I didn't go and steal a car out of a parking lot during a drug-fueled binge. I didn't go to rehab or get arrested. I didn't go to court. And I didn't have a public shaming round of news articles written about me. So, oh, and I didn't harbor any child molesters. Forgot that one.
Yet it is their strength, labor, and sorrow, it is soon cut off, and we fly away. Verse 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. You want to make money? This guy kept going to the labor pool and finding people there all day long.
Okay, this is a great comment in chat from 2B323. It says, by that logic, we shouldn't blame alcohol for alcoholism or drugs for drug abuse. Yeah, I agree. The idea of comparing spoons to gun manufacturers are complicit to murder, whether or not I agree with that statement, it's a horrible analogy.
Why didn't they have their own vineyard to take care of? Okay, if you don't want to plant yours, come. I'll pay you to come take care of mine. There are 4 things you can spend your time, energy, and money on. This is all you have. You have time, you have energy, and you have money. What are you going to spend it on? You can spend it on things that last a few hours. How many of you could go out to eat just by yourself and eat a nice meal and spend $20 on one steak dinner or something like that? Is that possible? What do you have 6 hours later?
Poop.
You're hungry again, right? Can you go make your peanut butter and jelly sandwich for about 30 cents and be just as full?
No, you would not be just as full, because an entire $20 worth of food, especially a steak dinner, would likely include side dishes like mashed potatoes and like green beans. And what you would have 6 hours later is likely leftovers that you could continue to eat, but you would not be just as full from eating one peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And now, instead of $20 gone, you got 50 cents gone or whatever. Yeah. How about thrills? You could go spend $110, let's see, adults, $97, $110 on regular days, $124 on peak days. You could go to Disney and spend $120. And at the end of the day, what do you have? A bunch of memories of thrills. Oh, I got thrilled. Wow, we went around the circle and puked. Okay, good. How about skydiving? That's going to last a few hours. Well, the thrill, okay, when you're done, it costs $300 to go jump out of an airplane. What do you have? A memory. Okay. You could, if you spend, some people spend all their life on thrills, video games, toys, trinkets, sports. You moron. Think, Think. You could spend your time, energy, or money on things that last a few years. Clothes, cars. What's one of those cost? What is that thing anyway?
Probably at least $1 million.
I believe that's a Maybach.
$1 million?
At least. I believe that's Pagani.
Bugatti?
No, Pagani.
Pagani.
Yeah, they're probably a $600,000 car.
Okay.
Yeah, probably more like 900,000.
How about Corvettes? What's a new Corvette cost these days?
150,000.
150? There's a whole junkyard.
$150,000 for a Corvette? I'm not sure about that. I could be wrong, but that sounds a little bit high.
Full of them. There was a time when somebody washed it and waxed it and babied it and spent all their money on it. Now it's gone, isn't it? It only lasts a few years. Furniture. Would you spend $20,000 on a coffee table?
No, that coffee table's ugly.
Some people do. $20,000. Things that last a few years is not a good investment. How about things that last a lifetime? Now, real estate, housing, that's a much better investment than a hamburger. But that's going to fall apart too.
Okay, well, what about the $16,000 four-wheelers that you've bought, Kent? Are those falling apart? Since you say that they're always in the mechanic shop, even though you claim to be somebody who knows so much about fixing up cars?
Wonder how much they spent to build that thing. Now look. Gone. Education, that lasts a lifetime. You can work really hard, go to school for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, and get degrees, and that'll last you a lifetime. And that's a better investment than watching video games, getting a thrill. Family, good investment. Jim Bob Duggar, a good friend of mine. Brother, get back on the firing line. We love you. Come on down, put you on the program here, okay? You're my friend. I'm with you. I don't care what the naysayers say. If you don't like it, too bad. You're my buddy, Jim. Okay. You can spend your life on things that last forever. That's better yet. Now you really figured out. Things that last a few minutes, things that last a few years, things that last a lifetime, or things that last forever. That's where soul winning comes in. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. All these things shall be added unto you. If you go after God's kingdom, he'll say, oh, I'll take care of your other stuff. You need food, you need a car, I'll take care of all that. Because you're investing in him. He that winneth souls is wise. Now, I guess that would mean if you don't win souls, you're not wise. Wouldn't it? I mean, would the corollary apply there? They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. They that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. You spend all your time on you? You spend any time teaching children how to make a paper airplane go 400 feet? Or how to shoot a rubber band 90 feet? Or how to balance a spoon on your nose? Or do you spend any time teaching children anything?
What's the significance of that? Like, I don't misinform children like you do, Kent. I don't lie to them.
You invest everything in you, and you wonder why God doesn't provide for you.
That's because God doesn't exist.
I think I got to see a picture here. We've given hundreds of tours to thousands of visitors from all over the place. We invest our time, energy, and money in trying to teach people God's word and to try to give simple lessons.
Look at all those nice four-wheelers. Those look pretty expensive. Weren't you just talking about how it's like not good to spend money on cars? How is this any different?
How did you guys like the Science Center tour? There's some cool stuff in there. It's amazing. He does a great job. Had 184 baptized now at Dinosaur Adventureland.
This is moments before Kent drowned this guy. I'm just going to hold your head underwater until it stops bubbling, okay?
We invest our life in things that are going to last forever. Jesus said, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Seek not.
Does that include every squirrel and or chipmunk?
Seek not ye what ye shall eat, what ye shall drink, whether be a doubtful mind. For these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth you have need of these things. God knows you need food. He knows you need air. You seek his kingdom, he'll take care of your kingdom. It's a simple trade. I used to love to double date with my dad.
You would go on dates with your dad?
A, he had a nicer car. B, he had a thicker wallet. And C, I wanted him to approve the girl. Duh, right? If dad and mom don't approve, well, maybe there's a problem here, you know? I mean, they probably got a little more. Did you know in 46 states and 12 foreign countries, parents are older than their children? And they might have a little wisdom you don't have. Yeah, think about that. Okay. So Seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added to you. So there are 4 things you can spend your money on: things that last a few minutes or hours, things that last a few years, things that last a lifetime, or things that last forever. Now, that's how you can spend your money. How do you earn it? There's 4 kinds of workers. Some workers, they can see what needs to be done and they do it. They can walk onto a job site and they, wow, those books need straightened up over there. Those foam things need straightened up. There's trash on the floor right there. That trash can needs empty. There's a water bottle here. Look at those books, ought to be at least stacked neater. Some people don't see anything. You got to show them everything. They don't. But the guy who learns to see what needs to be done and just do it, that's the guy who becomes the boss every time. It's an attitude. It's up here. Can't you see those gutters need cleaned out? Okay, well, then you're going to have to work for somebody else who can see it, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest. Solomon said, go look at the ant. They work hard all day long and they don't have a boss.
Do ants eat meat?
If you have to have a boss to make you work, you will always have to have a boss. But if you can learn to see what needs done, wow, honey, you did the dishes. Yeah, Mom, I saw the sink was full of dishes. I did them for you. Honey, you did the laundry. Yeah, I saw the laundry basket was full, Mom. Do you ever see the laundry baskets full, or the dishes need washed, or the floor needs vacuumed, or the car needs washed? Do you ever see that? And some of you don't. You'll never see it, and you'll never be the boss. I understand. Okay. 4 kinds of workers. He can see it, and he does it. Number 2, he comes and asks, hey, boss, what's next? I love those kind. Brother Hovind, you gave me a list of things to do. I got that list done. What else? Those kind are rare, brother. I like those kind. Now, they can't be the boss, but they're wonderful to have working with you. I love those kind. Number 3 worker, must be asked. Won't do nothing unless you ask them. You young people work for you in your company, brother. Does this ring a bell?
Yeah,
You're it. Well, when you hire people, watch for this. You'll see some that they won't do anything unless you ask them.
we'll never hire anyone.
Never hire anyone. Yeah, you can't find number 1 or 2 workers. Well, train your son up to be one. Okay, son, we're going to wire this house. Okay. Son, go pick up the drill. Okay. Drill a hole right there. Okay, now get that wire, pull it through the hole. I mean, if you got to tell them everything, you might as well do it yourself, right?
Well, I mean, people need to be trained at some point. You're going to have to tell people what to do before they know what to do and they can do it on their own, obviously. I mean, why is he so condescending? It's just obnoxious how condescending and judgmental and arrogant Kent is. He's really arrogant. It's really irritating, you know?
Can't you see? Okay. Number 4 worker must be found in order to be asked. You got to find him first before you can ask him. Those kind they're usually the smartest ones. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and thy want as an armed man. You wonder why you're broke? You're lazy. Lazy. Yeah. Okay. Matthew 20. They say unto him, because no man hath hired us. 11th hour. Yeah, nobody hired us. Well, where you been for 11 hours? I've been here 4 times hiring people. Where have you been? Oh, I had to sleep because I have a bone in my leg. Okay. He saith unto them, and by the way, they've always got an excuse, don't they? Like the guy yesterday, always got an excuse. I can't work. Hurt my hand. Okay, I work with pain every minute of every day.
I don't care if you have to go to your mother's and father's funeral today. I need you to work 19 hours.
Just go work anyway. Duh. I mean, you're the boss. You own your company. You just go work. It's up here, and they don't get it. I don't know how to help. Okay. So the 11th hour people, he said, go into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that you shall receive. He said, whatever I think is fair, I'll pay you, even though you're only working 1 hour.
I just want to set something straight really quickly, because I don't want to keep pausing this video too much, because we're gonna power through this until the end, people. I know it's difficult, but we're almost there. But oftentimes people who are quote unquote poor or low income are often some of the hardest working people that you're going to find. I live in South Texas. I live in San Antonio, and there's a lot of Hispanic families here. And on like the west or south sides of town, there's a lot of low income neighborhoods. But those people, and I'm friends with some of these people, they work incredibly hard. And the reason that they don't have a lot of money is because they often have huge families and they have to provide for those families. But really, in America, it's often the really, really rich people who are lazy and do nothing all the time because they don't have to do anything. They're fucking rich. So you've got it completely backwards, Kent. I mean, it's just an old, really racist stereotype that poor people are just poor because they're lazy, you know? When I think the opposite is true. It's usually people who are rich or who have rich parents who are going to just, allow them to coast and just, have money in their bank account anyway. Those are the people who can be lazy. They can afford to be lazy because whether or not that they work, they're going to have money anyway. So it's just not logical what you're saying.
Okay. And when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said to his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. So get the guys we hired at 5 p.m. to work an hour. We'll pay them first. And when they came that were hired up at the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. They got a full day's wages. And when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. That's what they bargained for, wasn't it? Remember, 6 a.m, you come work for me, I'll give you a penny. Okay. And when they received it, they murmured against the goodman of the house. Well, that ain't fair. Okay. Saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. We worked in the hot part of the day. Yeah. He answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. Now, if you have wasted your life and you've ruined your testimony and you've messed up your life royal, and you come to God late in life and say, God, I want to serve you. Could you make me one of your children? Could you save me? He may give you the same rewards as somebody else who's been serving God for 50 years. Yeah, but they only became a Christian 10 minutes before they died. God can do what he wants with what is his. Shut up. Okay? Take what's yours. Okay. The guy said, is it not lawful for me to do with what I will with mine own? Hey guys, my money. I made a contract, a penny a day. Here's your penny. Smile and be happy. Or frown and be sad. But you're paid. Okay. Is thine eye evil because I'm good? So the last shall be first, and the first last, and many called, but few chosen. And Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them, behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes. Now, wait a minute. The religious people are going to kill Jesus? Yeah, nothing's changed, has it? It's the religious people that hate the real Christians. Yeah. And unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and they shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock and to scourge and to crucify him. And the third day, he shall rise again. He's predicting his own death and resurrection. It's amazing. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? What do you want, ma'am? She said thus, grant that these my 2 sons may sit. I like that. That's really what she wanted. That's what most people want. Hey, Brother Hovind, would you give me a job so I can just sit all day and get paid? No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
Oh, phew. Crap. Kent, I thought that you had volunteers, but I've routinely heard you talking about paying people, and now you're talking about jobs and people, getting, you talk about paying people and, oh, can I come get a job, and do nothing. I said this in my last video. This is what Kent got in trouble for last time, because he, said that he had missionaries who were volunteers But in reality, he had a time clock, and they were actually
Didn't
employees.
do anything wrong. Okay, let's see. Have you heard of a plan submitted to the UN by the Pope?
Okay, so this is basically the end of the video. There was like a few more minutes, but the rest of the video was just Kent answering questions. So we made it. I know it was painful, but we made it to the end of the video. And the reason that I wanted to play this video is because Kent is just so arrogantly smug. And watching this video, it just really made me mad. And I felt like I felt like it was a waste of time for me to just sit there and watch the video. I was like, if I'm going to watch this, I should at least stream it, put my thoughts out about this nonsense. And so at least from this horrible video, some of my viewers can get some entertainment value. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, because the videos that Kent has been coming out with recently, it's obvious that he's real pissed off about getting arrested, about Cindy Lincoln leaving, about everybody criticizing him and exposing him in the newspaper articles, and him having to go back to court. And obviously Kent is embarrassed and he's pissed off and he's raging during these live streams. And the stuff he's been saying, it's just foul, honestly. So there's no value to these videos. It's just an old codger complaining, being a boomer, and just bitching and moaning. But I hope that there's at least some value in me responding to these videos and kind of pointing out how this is not right. So if you like this video, hit the like button. You can subscribe to the channel. We just passed 500 subscribers. If you want to support my channel past simply engaging with it, you can visit my Patreon at patreon.com/atheistjr and consider pledging as low as $1 per month. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and peace out.